Have you ever felt like there's like a hidden blueprint inside you, like the stars themselves kind of etched a path the moment you were born, like affecting everything, even like how quickly you pick things up to that natural sparkle you have when you walk into a room? Welcome to ASTRALX, illuminating your cosmic path. I'm Solarian Zephyr, your cosmic strategist, and I'm so excited to have Lunaria Celine, your intuitive guide, here with us today for like a really personal cosmic journey.
It's a real joy to be here. And you know what makes this deep dive extra special? It's all about you. You are an amazing listener. You were so kind to share your birth chart details with us, and with a Gemini Sun and a Leo rising in 2025. Well, we just can't wait to break down what that means for you and the energies you'll be navigating in the year ahead. It's like getting a sneak peek at the major themes in your cosmic story for 2025.
Exactly. We're looking at it like a totally personalized journey into, understanding not just your personality, but how the whole celestial vibe of 2025 might like paint your experiences, right? And to get there, we've gathered a ton of astrological insights, everything from how the planets will be moving in 2025 to deep dives into those ancient archetypes linked to Gemini and Leo. We've got info from websites, historical stuff, and even from astrologers out there in the world.
Our mission, if you will, is pretty simple. We want to shine a light on what makes your Gemini Sun and Leo rising tick, see how they work together, and of course, figure out what all the big astro stuff happening in 2025 could mean just for you. So why don't we start with the heart of your astrological self, your Gemini Sun. Basically, in astrology, your sun sign, that's your core, your life force. It's like the real you. And the sources we've looked at, they say that a Gemini Sun woman, she's got this crazy, vibrant inner world, We're talking a super sharp, active mind, a curiosity that never quits, a mind that's always going, always wanting to explore new ideas, different cultures, all sorts of different perspectives. I bet boredom doesn't even know how to exist around you.
Whoa, okay, hold on. Let's unpack that for a sec. All that mental energy, that sounds intense. What's the fuel for that fire?
Well, it's this deep down thirst for knowledge that keeps the sources buzzing. They're all about this constant need for mental stimulation. Like, they say you're a natural at picking things up fast and understanding, like, the really complicated stuff, and that probably means you're interested in, well, a lot of things, honestly.
Right. It's not just facts. It's that you love using your brain, keeping it active. And speaking of quick, that cleverness, that sharp mind, the sources say that's what makes your conversation so engaging. People are just drawn to that sparkle, But it's not just what you know, it's how you talk about it too. They keep saying how gifted you are with communication. Like the way you express yourself, so articulate, you come off as quick-witted, persuasive even, able to get your point across clearly, but with charm too. You're probably like the life of the party when it comes to conversation.
Totally. And adding to that whole expression thing, Gemini's ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, brains, all that. So it's no shocker the sources are calling you like a queen of conversation, but it's deeper than just liking to talk, right? It comes from this genuine love of connecting with people, trading ideas, and always soaking up new stuff, new ways of seeing things.
Now, Gemini is all about adaptability,
Yeah.
right? Like the whole twin thing. It's like you've got this inborn duality, the ability to switch gears, fit in anywhere, connect with all kinds of people. The sources really highlight that flexibility.
Right.
Like it's a superpower.
Oh, it is a superpower. It gives you this resilience when things are changing around you. But, the sources are smart cookies. They also point out that all that adaptation, well, it can make you restless sometimes, like always looking for fresh challenges and stimulating places to feed that amazing brain of yours. The Gemini Sun needs variety. It gets bored easily with routine. It's always hunting for the next adventure, the thing that'll catch your interest. You know what I mean? It needs that newness, that mental excitement to feel really alive and into it.
So it's not that you can't stick to things. It's that you crave that spark, that mental buzz. And beyond the brains, there's this independent, playful side to you, too.
Yeah.
You value freedom. You hate feeling held back. The sources talk about this lighthearted vibe, a witty sense of humor. You're fun to be around. Yeah, let's not forget the romance, the way you show affection, unique and charming. It all adds up to a really multifaceted, captivating personality.
Absolutely spot on. Okay, so now let's shift gears a bit and look at how you present yourself to the world, the first impression you give off, your Leo rising. Now, in astrology speak, your rising sign, it's also called the ascendant. It's basically how people see you when they first meet you, your natural approach to life, the energy you radiate.
It's the grand entrance, right? And the sources, they go all out describing this. A Leo rising woman, she commands attention when she walks in a room. She's got this striking presence, almost regal, like, you can feel the warmth of her energy like the sun.
And what really stands out is that charisma. The sources always mention how Leo risings just naturally end up at the center of things, at parties, gatherings. Their personality just shines. There's this self-assurance, a sense of pride and dignity that you just can't fake.
And it's not just about making an entrance, right?
Yeah.
It's like leadership flows naturally from this Leo energy. The sources talk about an inborn ability to take charge and get people inspired. But it's not a bossy kind of leadership, is it? They say it's warm, it's enthusiastic, and there's a genuine desire to see everyone succeed.
You got it. Whether it's work or personal stuff, the Leo rising woman, she's going to step up, lead with conviction, guide people with that strength and optimism she just has, and it's all balanced out with this generous, warm-hearted spirit, kindness, making people feel special. Those are like trademarks of this placement. It usually means being an amazing friend and partner, always there to support the people you care about.
The sources also mention like a flair for the dramatic, a love for the spotlight. They say you've got a strong sense of style, you love expressing yourself creatively, maybe through art, fashion, even performing. It's like you've got a natural entertainer inside.
For sure. That dramatic side often comes out in the way you talk, too. You're a smooth, captivating conversationalist. You know how to keep people engaged with how you say things, not just what you say. But here's the thing with Leo risings, and the sources are really clear on this. They need to feel valued, appreciated. They thrive on encouragement, positive feedback. And it's not about being vain. It's about needing to feel seen, like their contributions and who they are, it matters.
Makes sense. And under all that radiance, there's also a strong sense of loyalty, almost a protectiveness. The sources say you're fiercely dedicated to the people you love. They even mentioned a bit of a fire, that can come out as someone's being challenged, a strong instinct to protect your loved ones.
Absolutely. It's like this deep down need to guide and protect the people in your circle, a real sense of responsibility for their well-being. So yeah, that Leo rising majesty, it's all about confident energy, natural leadership, a big heart, a little drama, and loyalty that doesn't quit.
All right, so now for the fun part. We see how these two powerful energies, the Gemini Sun and the Leo rising, kind of dance together, how they affect each other.
Yeah.
You've got this super curious, adaptable mind at your core. And it's expressing itself through this confident, even regal Leo rising persona. How do they play off each other?
Here's what's really cool. That Gemini Sun, that natural talent for communication, well, it gets amplified, projected out by the Leo rising's dramatic, engaging style. It's not just the words, it's how you deliver them. The stories you tell are probably animated, expressive. You pull people in with the content and with that charismatic way of presenting it. You're a really compelling communicator. Think of it like this. Your Gemini Sun's always cooking up amazing ideas, and your Leo rising's the spotlight that lets those ideas shine bright for everyone to see.
Love that analogy. But the sources, they do mention some potential conflicts too, like that Gemini craving for constant change and new stuff. It might bump heads with Leo's need for stability and like being admired, It sounds like you might have to balance things sometimes, juggle all those sides of yourself while keeping up a strong, consistent image for the world.
You're really sharp to pick up on that. There could be a little tension between like that always evolving Gemini Sun and the more fixed, outward-facing Leo rising, the part that wants recognition for its qualities. Finding ways to express your true, multifaceted Gemini self while still feeling seen and valued in the way Leo needs, that's key.
It's not all clashes though, right? The sources also talk about this amazing synergy that can come from this combo. It often creates a leader who's both in charge and super approachable, someone who can mix playfulness and like a light touch into their leadership.
Definitely. Leo rising brings that leadership presence, that ability to get people on board, and then Gemini Sun adds that adaptable, engaging energy. It means you can guide and motivate people with warmth and excitement, connect with them on a brainy level while being friendly and relatable.
Now, relationships, what can we expect with this Gemini Sun Leo rising mix? The sources say you're drawn to people who make you think, people who appreciate that vibrant Gemini energy.
Exactly. The Gemini Sun, it craves that intellectual connection. You love deep conversations, bouncing ideas around. And the Leo rising, well, they're usually attracted to strength, confidence, and someone who can keep up with their zest for life, someone who sees and appreciates how bright they shine. You need both that mental spark and that steady admiration and appreciation, a partner who gets all the layers of you and loves that about you. It's kind of cool, actually, that Leo rising's fire energy, it can actually ground the Gemini's airiness a bit. It can help you focus, be more determined, especially when people recognize your effort,
And the tension we talked about between Gemini needing freedom and Leo's loyalty. How does that play out in a relationship?
That's where finding the right partner really matters. You need someone who understands and respects both those sides. Someone who can have those lively debates with you, keep your mind buzzing, and let you be independent, but also someone who's always there to support you, admire you, give you that Leo boost.
So we've got a pretty good grasp of the energies at play here. Now, what about the cosmic weather for you in 2025 specifically? The sources say that for Leo risings, 2025 is all about health and well-being, being smart with money, making strategic career moves, and clear communication in relationships. It's a year for growth, but also for facing challenges with resilience.
The big news is Saturn's transit. Around March 30th, Saturn enters your 8th house, that's the house of transformation and shared resources, and stays there until June 2027. The sources say this is a time to be careful with finances to avoid risky investments. And when we look at your Gemini Sun, Saturn's moving through your 10th house of career around March 29th, too. That usually means more responsibility at work, but also chances to grow and get recognized.
So it's like a double whammy, being cautious with money, doing some soul searching about your resources, and also maybe getting a promotion, but with more on your plate.
Exactly. And then we've got Jupiter's influence. Until about March, there's a good alignment for any studying or learning you might be doing. Then, around mid-May, Jupiter, the planet of expansion and opportunity, moves into your 11th house. That's all about new opportunities and connections, so it could really boost your career and those big goals you have. For your Gemini Sun, Jupiter's doing something big around mid-May, too. It's moving into your first house. That's all about personal growth, feeling better about yourself, being more confident, and people noticing you more.
Sounds like the second half of 2025 could be huge. Lots of chances for personal and professional growth.
You got it. But the lunar nodes, Rahu and Ketu, they bring some things to think about, too. After March, Rahu's in your 7th house, the partnership house, and it's basically saying, hey, be careful with business deals. Around May 18th, Ketu enters your 7th house too, and that can bring some shakeups and reevaluations in your relationships, both personal and partnerships. It really highlights the need to be thoughtful and make good choices in all your connections.
And then there's Mars, the planet of like go get 'em energy. It's retrograde in Cancer until February, which means a time for looking inward, figuring out what drives you. Then it zooms through Leo in May and early June, so expect a surge of energy then. And Venus, the planet of love, it's going retrograde twice too. In Aries in March, which could make things intense romantically, and then later in Gemini's zone of friendship and community. So it's time to reassess those relationships too.
Stepping back, all these retrograde periods, they're good times to review things, make adjustments to your goals and how you're handling relationships. What's interesting is the sources also say that 2025 is a big year for women finding their purpose, standing up for what they believe in. And if you've got that Gemini energy, they say you'll especially thrive around Women's Day, probably because Jupiter is in Gemini then. Overall, it seems like 2025 is all about transformation, fresh starts, feeling empowered, and even growing spiritually.
So to sum it all up, Saturn in the 8th house, that's about deep thinking, maybe some financial changes, and building a stronger foundation inside yourself. Jupiter in Gemini in May, that's going to bring confidence and chances for growth right in line with what your Gemini Sun wants. And those relationship themes from Ketu and Venus retrograde, they mean 2025 is a big year for figuring out partnerships.
What's really cool is how it all connects. You've got this empowering vibe for women in 2025, and then Jupiter is in Gemini around Women's Day, which amplifies that. You know, it's like you're being given this cosmic push to step up, be your true self, and use that natural charisma and communication power you have.
Sounds like the universe is setting the stage for some serious evolution, both inside and out. Let's zoom out even further now and look at the wisdom around these signs, historically speaking. What are some recurring themes about Gemini and Leo that we find throughout time in ancient traditions?
It's crazy how those core Gemini and Leo traits have been recognized in so many cultures for so long. Like in shamanic Egyptian astrology, Gemini's linked to the Sphinx, which represents communication and intellect. The ancients saw Gemini's role as spreading knowledge, connecting people, being a source of wisdom. Even in Babylonian astronomy, those stars we call Pollux and Castor, they were the great twins, showing that duality idea. So that connection to communication, brains, and being multifaceted, it's been there forever.
Wow, that's mind-blowing to think about. What about Leo the lion?
Ancient texts are always talking about Leo's natural leadership and how they need recognition and appreciation to grow, to reach their potential. There's this recurring theme about Leo being bold, creative, and having this huge zest for life. The idea that Leos are natural leaders, the kind of people others just want to follow, that's a big part of historical astrology too. So that need to lead and be valued, it goes way back.
So if we put it all together, A Gemini Sun, Leo rising woman, she's like the ultimate thought leader. She's got the brains to come up with amazing ideas and the confidence and charisma to share them, get people inspired. It's like that quick Gemini mind finds a powerful voice through the Leo rising persona.
Exactly. Now, how about we look at how these energies play out with feminine archetypes, those universal patterns of behavior and personality we see everywhere?
Ooh, I love this. So how does the Gemini Sun line up with those archetypes?
The Gemini Sun woman, she often embodies parts of the maiden archetype, that youthful, playful energy, the creativity, that wanting to express herself. It's all about being curious, loving to explore. She might also connect with the communicator archetype, the kind of person who shares knowledge easily, helps people understand things, and encourages growth. Even her style probably reflects all this, lots of colors, textures, movement. It shows how adaptable she is, how many interests she has.
I can totally see that. What about your Leo rising and the archetypes?
Leo rising, it's all about the queen archetype, that natural pride, a bit of grandeur, being totally authentic. They're confident, they want to be recognized for who they are and what they do. She could also be the natural born leader, leading from the heart, having a strong presence, being creative, courageous, and passionate. And let's not forget the guardian, that protective instinct, that fierce loyalty. Even her aesthetic, it's about being noticed and appreciated, maybe a little flamboyant or dramatic to make an impact.
So you're saying she's like a communicator queen, maybe an intellectual lioness. It really highlights that combo of brains and confident presence, those core Gemini things, communication, learning, being playful, and the Leo traits, the confidence, the leadership, being protective. It all fits so well with these archetypes.
Absolutely. Let's make this even more real, though. Let's look at what astrologers have observed, the patterns they see in people with this sun and rising combo.
What kind of tendencies or experiences come up a lot for Gemini Sun, Leo risings?
One thing astrologers have noticed is that people with Leo rising, they often project this image of like having it all together, being successful, even when they might be struggling internally. So a Gemini Sun, Leo rising, she might feel like she has to always seem confident, in control, even with all that inner variety and curiosity from her Gemini Sun.
That makes sense, going back to that potential for conflict we talked about. What else have astrologers noticed?
They tend to be attracted to partners who challenge their beliefs and values. It fits with both the Gemini's need for mental stimulation and the Leo's attraction's dynamic people. These women do well in relationships where they can grow intellectually, even have good debates, too much routine, not enough intellectual spark, and they get restless.
And we talked about personal style before. Any patterns there?
Yeah, the Leo rising, it usually means having a strong, expressive style, sometimes even a thing for amazing hair.
Yeah.
And combine that with the Gemini's creative side, and you get someone who's drawn to art, expressing themselves in different ways, can lead to a really unique personal style, maybe even influencing their career because both signs love creativity.
So cool how their inner and outer creativity link up. Any other insights from the astrology world?
Astrologers have noticed that Leo risings really want to be good at what they do. They strive for perfection. Add that to the Gemini's curiosity and quick mind, and you get someone who's not only smart, but also really skilled and determined to be the best. That image of stability and confidence that Leo risings project, it can clash with the Gemini's inner variability, making them feel pressured to always maintain a certain image.
So we've covered so much. We've got your Gemini Sun, your Leo rising, how they work together, 2025's cosmic weather, ancient wisdom, archetypes, and real-world observations. What are some empowering strategies then for navigating the year ahead with all of this in mind?
It's all about integrating things consciously. Embrace that Gemini curiosity. Keep seeking knowledge, having those mind-blowing conversations, but channel that energy into achieving real goals using that Leo determination. Let your Leo boldness boost your Gemini communication. Speak your truth with clarity and passion. Use your natural charisma to get people excited about your ideas. Be mindful of that push and pull between needing freedom and wanting loyalty in your relationships. Look for partners who love both your brain and your bright spirit, partners who give you space and also shower you with admiration. When Saturn's in your 8th house, be careful with money. Use that time to reflect, build up your inner security, and get resourceful. When Jupiter moves into Gemini, embrace those feelings of confidence and the opportunities that come your way, shine bright, and let that Leo leadership out. Inspire people with your warmth, your enthusiasm, your optimism. Don't forget self-care. You got to balance all that Gemini energy and the tendency to overdo it that Leos sometimes have. Find ways to ground yourself, rejuvenate.
Sounds like the key to a powerful 2025 is finding the sweet spot between that inner explorer and that radiant leader you show the world.
Exactly. If you can recognize and harmonize those core parts of you, you'll feel more powerful and fulfilled all year long. Those big planetary transits this year, they're all about that dance between inner changes and outer opportunities. Plan carefully, be open-hearted, and you'll be good. Embrace all your sides. Celebrate the strengths you get from both your quick mind and your confident energy. And remember, knowing your own worth, that's your compass for navigating 2025 with clarity and purpose.
As you go through 2025, think about this. How might blending your natural curiosity with that radiant energy open doors you never even imagined? What new perspectives, what leadership roles might emerge when your inner explorer and your outer confidence are working perfectly together?
This has been your personalized deep dive into what the cosmos has in store for you in 2025. If you're looking for even more insight into your unique astrological path, Solarian Zephyr offers in-depth recorded audio readings sent right to your email. Discover more about your cosmic blueprint and navigate life with a deeper understanding. You can find purchase links in the description below. May the stars guide you.